Welcome to Winning Generation. Today I'm putting myself on the seat. It may get a little bit uncomfortable, um, as I would like for Anya and Roger to ask me some questions or to put me on the spot to hold me accountable for what I do, how I do it, and yeah.
Why
What,
are you feeling a
Mhm.
need to be vulnerable? Are you feeling a need to be vulnerable?
For sure, for sure. I feel a need to speak about everything that's present without feeling ashamed for sharing
Okay.
what I'm seeing, what I'm witnessing. As I have, like, if there is a feeling inside me that really wants to be expressed, if I don't do it, I'm observing this for years now. If I don't do it, I kind of carry this with me until the next situation like this happens. And then, like, unless I will speak up one day, I will attract the same situations over and over again. So here we
Now
are.
we're going to talk. No, we're going to talk. Okay, so I did the same thing today, so it's perfect. So we're going. So it's synchronicity. So talk about what it is that you need to express.
My truth, my
Yeah.
authentic truth, my vulnerable self, even the self that's been most hurt in my life, and to really dive into the depth of my being, accepting or being in my pain, not naming it, not making it a bad thing to feel pain, to feel vulnerable, and to really show up as I am.
Beautiful. And we know that there are no bad things and good things. It's just neutral. So, may I ask you what is coming up for you now? Like, what kind of emotion, what kind of message that you would like to share? Then we can start from that.
Feeling guilty to have an opinion. Feeling guilty to share my opinion if it's another opinion than um, someone in front of me has. Yeah.
Okay, this is going to be perfect. You'll see because you'll see it. You'll see it later. But tomorrow, I said we no longer have excuses. And the excuse is when we can't do exactly what you're talking about, when we can't own who we are and take the next step because we never know what it is. It's always the next step because we're never fully there. And so, um, but anyway, that was perfect. So we have synchronicity. So when we can talk about things that everyone moves through, then it gives us more permission to own that embarrassment or shame, whatever, however we might term it. So is there something specific?
Yeah, like maybe like from what means yeah, like there's always kind of every day where those emotions come in. Like I can't really recall any day where there was not the slight amount of fear or the slight amount of guilt or the slight amount of shame. I think it's something that's kind of in us as we humans just done some things as well, like that we can be ashamed of, like as a collective, but also um, as individuals, and even feeling guilty for not stepping up, feeling guilty, feeling ashamed for not showing myself openly and transmitting what I see and what I feel. I
Mm.
always had fear to that people feel or people run away from me. I never wanted to be alone when I speak my truth because it has been a pattern. When I spoke up, I really learned not to be too aggressive in the way that I'm doing it. I know a certain amount of aggressiveness kind of needs is not unhealthy, like there's no bad or good thing in aggression itself if we know how to use it in a healthy way. But I see that often when I say things, I stir things up in people, and the stirring up of things, if I can't, I want to have people be happy with themselves. I want to be also nurturing, you know, and if I feel like, okay, yo, now I said something and this person left the conversation, the space, whatever, I kind of want to have good for them, but I also know that I'm not responsible for the feelings of someone else because I gotta be responsible for my own feelings. But it's a very weird
Thin
thing
line, very
to
thin line.
very thin line, and like, you know, like, I mean, we're all connected, so I feel the pain of other people, but I also feel the judgments and those things. So it's a very thin line, yeah.
And that's the bound. That's exactly what I wrote about. That's exactly what I did a video about, because I said I had to acknowledge this. I had to acknowledge, because I said I can see everything going on, but I'm not willing to say it. I can see everything's happening in someone or in the world, but like you, being able to say that was always, I had to hold it back. But again, we have to we embody ourselves each day, each a little bit more. So everything you were saying about how every moment you're feeling, every day you feel that a little bit more, that's perfect, because that's how we evolve. And it just takes time for us to do it. And,
May I,
and you said the collective, and that's exactly what's going on in our world right now.
yeah, may I also share a perspective or just a question? Like, I feel that there is a very thin line between opinion and judgment.
Mhm, mhm.
So how can we navigate this space between opinion and judgment?
If I have like, if I have a negative association or negative or positive association with it, rather than staying neutral in my opinion and sharing it without polarizing myself, I think this is also it. Like, I mean, I can be decisive, or this I can be discerning.
Mm.
So there's discernment, there's judgment. Discerning is the awareness. I'm aware of that. What is? I can name it. I can call upon it. I don't make it bad. I don't make it good. I tell it for what it is. I tell what I see. And there's judgment. Like, that's not real justice, because judgment mostly is based on beliefs.
Mhm.
And if I have a belief about something, it might be my belief, but it might not be the entire truth. So there's this what I see to this right now.
There's a message that came, preference, because we will all struggle with this, but and Wilhelm gave us this a while ago, said you can change the word from judgment to preference, and that feels different, you know, because a judgment will have some connotation of right or wrong or good or bad or something like that, but we all have preferences, and those we can own. And so that becomes a little different. You can see someone else and like, "Look, that I don't prefer that." And so it doesn't feel like that feeling like you're going to have a judgment, and that's the thing that you're a little afraid of. So we can shift it in our consciousness, have a different perception.
That is really good.
Mm.
I like that reframe. Because when you are saying somebody, in conversation, when you are saying somebody something, he feels or she feels judged,
Right.
especially if he didn't ask or she didn't ask for opinion.
Mm.
But if you stand in your power and you say, hey, I feel this, like I cannot ignore what I feel, I cannot ignore what I see. And this is what I see. This is in the field at the moment.
We're always moving toward our autonomy,
Mm.
of owning who we are. And this is just too, I can't believe you're doing this, because you'll see the messages for tomorrow are exactly about all of this, everything that you're talking about. I could see each one of them. And that place where we need the references from other people. Otherwise, we can't come to know who we are either, you know?
Mhm.
And so it's always navigating that, as Anya was saying, that thin line, but that's what we have to do to get to self-ownership.
Mm.
Yeah. And speaking up what you see, what you feel,
Mm.
that is not bad. That is not negative. It's just you are sharing with words your observation.
Mm.
There is like I'm rarely doing that. I always held back like as long as I can, and like sometimes like when I feel like maybe even like if people polarize themselves and they're making something bad without like it's not useful, like it's not serving us if we see even the thing as bad or you know like because if I let's take an example. If I what or take the example that we had today. So if I'm going into the fear that those things wouldn't exist anymore that I'm using right now, so building a community on school as an example.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to build a community on school. I see there an immense value in school, in the community, in the people that are showing up there, in the building of relationships, in the networking, in the entire ecosystem. And I can even the slightest thought of this might not exist anymore in the future. And this could be bad for me. This could limit me. This could break my neck or whatever. I'm already putting that energy out in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm aligned with who I am and I trust in that I am, I don't worry about what happens tomorrow. I can rebuild everything from the get-go in
Mm-hmm.
the now
Right.
with whatever I have. So it is always the worrying about future potentials rather than, okay, yo, I'm in the now. It is fucking amazing what's being delivered there, or lots of people benefiting from it. I may not be 100% sure about it, which is okay. But and I may don't even have to use it, but I like if it helps other people.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's again like, you know, I may want to say a thing, but because of my unconscious fear that I might have, or the judgment, or the limitation, the limits that I put on me or the world that we live in, and we are obviously limited. But the fear of those limitations is creating more limitation, you know, or the fear of someone rejecting me, like to bring it back to me and my own story, the fear of someone rejecting me or not, or running away or leaving me or whatever after I told them my opinion and my truth, the fear that I carry in me is attracting those experiences over and over again until I've learned from it. And yeah, it's a very fascinating thing if we learn to observe all of that.
This is going to be so good when you read the messages for tomorrow because you're going to see such alignment with where you are. And these are all the messages for the 13th that I'm putting out. And I looked at them and I had to look, wow. And it's exactly what you're talking about.
Mm.
Navigating through all of
Fester,
those places. Yeah.
Fester is sharing. I think we met him in your group. He's on Instagram Live. Man, the only way people take me serious is if I scream at them. It's so exhausting. I'm totally opposite of that spectrum. A friend told me a while ago there is a difference between judging and exercising judgment.
Mm-hmm. Right. And
What
again,
can you say to this?
it's the words themselves carry different meanings. We each carry different connotation with those different words. Judgment, again, usually means that we're making something right or wrong or good or bad. That's what we usually are feeling. But if we're looking at and we're having a well, he said it in a different way, but if you think of it as a preference, I don't prefer this. It just shifts it in that moment, you know. And it's fine if you do, but it's just not me. So, and that's the thing. We're always learning how to navigate those places to come to our own truth and not wanting to hurt others or offend others in any way,
Mm,
but still finding that way so that we feel embodied in our own beingness. That's why we're
I
here.
see.
Yeah, Anya.
Yeah, I see it that every time when we put a meaning, when we attach a meaning to something, it's like we are already judging it. So, it exists, but we attached a meaning to it because it's like, this is how we see it. But the thing is that, and I learned that also the hard way, not everybody attached the same meaning. Not everybody attached the same meaning. Like they have different filters, they have different truth, they have different, beliefs. And from those beliefs, truth, their experiences, whatever, they attach the meaning. So whenever I am in interaction with people, and may I also mention the conversation that we had a few days ago about the coaching? When you said to me, for example, that that was also very interesting, and I was really contemplating, like if it's possible to navigate this conversation in different ways. So my way of interacting with people, it is a lot of time to ask questions. First of all, because I'm genuinely interested and because I see from different perspectives, and I'm curious how people see the situation before, I share my opinion. This is how I usually communicate. And when I ask you a question, you instantly, I'm uncoachable. Do not talk to me as a coach. Huh? And I was like, okay, where did that come from? Because first of all, that was not my intention. Yeah. It's like I was completely, it took me off guard, because it was like two worlds crashed. I thought that we are on the same planet, on the same world, but then it was like, oh my God, like we saw completely different perspective, which is not good or bad. It's just like, okay, amazing. So that perspective also exists because I wasn't aware, that you are seeing the world, our conversation, our interaction from that perspective. And I think it's super valuable also for me, of course. And I wasn't triggered. It's just like, now I know how can I interact with you because I don't want to put you in the same position anymore.
Yeah, it's
Unless you
those
allow
like
me. Yeah, like today.
it's those questions, or if I have the feeling that the questions that I've been asked, the person that asking this question wants to lead me somewhere or wants to get something out of it. It's like I have a real I'm contemplating this entire like framework of asking questions. And for me, I don't really have any questions. I don't feed any questions. I kind of allow things to unfold. So like the standpoint that I'm coming from is like every time I receive a question, or when I really decide to ask a question myself, I'm like, okay, yo, is it benefiting me and the other person in this present moment in time? And do I consider where this person is, and am I able to meet this person where this person is? Like, I mean, let's say this person, like, or I am in pain, or I'm working through some things. And like, and this is a very thin line again, like to know or to see where someone is at and to be able to tap into their depth with them, into their pain with them, not needing to kind of move them out of there, but to just be in it. And this is, I think, what I desire to experience in this moment. This is, I think, why I say what I say, is that I'm not coachable, or that I don't, in this way, as I kind of desire to just like process it without needing to move away from this place in this moment, because I haven't integrated. I was in the integration part, And in the integration part, like it was just what is. Yeah.
And my thing was always been about holding back what could be really helpful sometimes, but that was another withhold, which has been part of a little bit of my personality because I could see things so clearly, but I also know and recognize that people may not understand it or may not get it, so I'm kind of cognizant of that. Um, but still, there's another element that I could feel, and this is why I put out what I'm putting out something later, where I was withholding something because I'm fearing how I might be judged. That's just what goes on. Except I do know that what I'm putting out is going to be so helpful for so many others. So we're never going to please everyone. And so that's the balance that we're always attempting to find. And the United States right now sure is being a great example for that because we're all over the place. There was a hearing yesterday, and I saw parts of this, and I thought, wow, I've never seen so much yelling with everyone having their particular opinion wanting to be heard and seen and believed in some way. So we're all doing it.
Mm.
Yeah, and you remember it was like 2 weeks ago or something when we first one of our first episodes we were talking about walking on the eggshells and no more walking on the eggshells.
Mm-hmm.
So it is kind of balance, to how to balance this because I don't want to be different. I don't want to change just because I'm talking to you, Janne. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hold back. I cannot pretend to be somebody else
Mm-hmm.
when I'm talking to somebody. You know what I mean? It's like,
Right.
and it's not only you, like every single person that we interact with, it's like
Mhm.
we need to we need to stop walking on eggshells. So it's like we are responsible for our own emotions. So if something is triggering
Mhm.
us in other person,
Mhm.
that's our responsibility.
And
So basically it's like a ping pong, like, oh my God, yeah, you triggered me. Now I'm gonna trigger him.
right.
Yeah.
And so if we get behind the intention first of what
Mhm.
we want to communicate, it becomes so much
Mhm.
easier. What am I trying to? So then you're going to feel aligned with what you want to say. You can't be responsible for how someone's going to receive it, but you will know your intent behind that was not to hurt someone and was not to cause anything else other than to express part of you and maybe something you thought was helpful, you know. And so when we get to that place, then we feel aligned within ourselves.
I like that. Yeah, it's also to be able to hold different opinions, and learning to not walk on eggshells and speak up, no matter if yeah, just like because it's present, and then we kind of can look into each other's eyes, but if there is no judgment, if there's just like, okay, oh, this is my point, this is your. I hear myself twice. Just unmute. If we have those different opinions, it's like we can grow on that. This is, I think, what this entire reality is also about, to be able to split apart and to kind of have this tension in between and being able to hold that tension, that field of energy without making ourselves small, without reject and even without compelling another, like being able to hold those polarities as one, and this is a process. It's an everyday experience, and I'm open to be held accountable for everything. I really am, because I know that it's just a pattern that we have seen yet, and something that we are uncovering about ourselves and the world and how we function and how we can actually grow stronger together. Yeah.
That
Was
is
I
what
gone?
that that's what we're all doing right now. That's what's going on in our world, and that's what we're all feeling, which is why I said the synchronicity was so perfect. For you to start talking about that, because it's exactly what I was putting out and what I had to admit. And I was called out yesterday in a group because this is a financial guy that I had worked with several times, and he goes, and we were a networking thing, and they said Roger gives away everything. He's given away so much valuable stuff, and it's true, because I wasn't putting the value on what I was doing, and I thought, wow. Partially because I love giving and all of that, but still there was an imbalance there, and he knew it, because my business was suffering because I have this valuable stuff and I'm not owning it, and I thought that was in my psyche, and we each have different levels of that, and so, but I had to really honestly look at that and think, okay, I've got to change, and that's why putting out things today said I'm changing. I've got to start, because I know that I have work. It could take any person to who they're supposed to become, to have them live this great life. And I haven't been valuing that to the degree that I could have. So
It's
we're always
like
assessing.
I love that. For me is also, and this is I think for everyone as well who listens to this, like I'm here to stir things up. And because I stir things in me up every day, and I question myself every day, and the way I say things, the way I move, the way I talk, the way I dress, whatever. I just question, and I'm so skeptical with every word that I say, and even if I'm not skeptical about my word in this moment, like in a few minutes when we go off the call, I'm contemplating about it. If I feel a slight polarization in my body, I'm very much aware of what this is doing with my body, so I kind of look for recalibration in an instant. And like I'm on this earth to stir things up so we can look at them and to heal them. And they're also in me, I'm stirring my own shit up every single day as I am part of the collective. And yeah, I'm grateful to have this space to be sharing as well, and to keep sharing along the way.
I'm going to talk about your school thing, because you never know. Yeah, I mean, you question yourself about what you're putting in there. Is it making any value? We all do that. And I'm sitting here looking at my YouTube, and someone says, the course Roger has created literally giving me my life back. It's given me so much clarity, helped me find my calling, my purpose, and it goes on. And I wouldn't, and I don't say that, you see? And so and I wouldn't have known unless I'm reading it there. So I'm just saying, so we will not assess ourselves always in the greatest way. And that's just part of the process.
The other day I heard really amazing things. So if we are hesitant to put ourselves out there and share our magic, it's like, okay, you don't have to do it for yourself if you don't want to, but do not be, selfish. Make
It's
sure
very
that
selfish.
people, make sure that you will do it for people, because there are loads of people who are waiting for exactly this message that you need to share, because you are unique. That's your role. This is your purpose here. So if you don't want to do it for you, you don't have to for you, but do it for others.
Did you see that post I made about don't be so selfish?
I think so. Yeah, we already talked about it a while ago, but yeah, it was really good.
The selfish thing came up.
Selfish.
It came up 2 years ago. I know this kind of talk as well. And it's kind of bringing me back to my 10-year-old, when I've been told that, I gotta learn to be human, and if I leave, I would. The underlying message was selfishness, because I would create karma not just for me but also for the earth, for not fulfilling my mission and for leaving humanity as it is without contributing to the bettering of it. And yeah, I talked about this today, I think 2 or 3 times already with 3 different people. I've been on conversations today, and Dinka actually comes on Monday. So I'm so looking forward to this conversation. She is a powerhouse. Yeah.
Great.
Lots of airy energy, like wind,
Mm.
and yeah, bringing up my fire for sure.
We'll do it.
So yeah, let's keep it
Yeah.
up.
Alrighty.
Guys,
Thank
winning
you.
generation. I want to read one more thing. I wrote it down earlier. I forgot it in the introduction. It's not a podcast, it's a living conversation, and you are part of it. So this is not a podcast. This is a living conversation, and you are part of it. Everyone who listens to this one, it is a living conversation, and you are part of it. So this is what we do. Winning generation, tap in, and yeah, see you.
Great. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. I love
See you soon.
you.